it was a booth rental salon. I knew that I could pay the rent by myself, and
Right.
everything else that I got from them was extra.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Now that's fantastic. I mean, when we met, you were doing other things, right?
Yes.
Right. And I was able to visit the location. I see that it's thriving. Employees are happy.
Urban Lotus.
Urban Lotus.
Yes.
Oh, so we haven't even gotten
We
there
haven't
yet.
got to Urban
Yeah.
Lotus.
All right. So let's fast forward.
Yes, yes. So, Silk Out Salon. That was my first salon. That was
second business, but first salon.
second business, first salon.
Booth rentals.
Yes,
Booth rentals. Gotcha.
I knew that I didn't want that model.
Okay.
Because that model as a business owner just never keeps it doesn't really give back. It doesn't give
Okay.
you a chance to one.
So you're just spinning
You're just
spinning your
spinning your
wheels.
wheels,
Gotcha.
right,
But
you
you can't scale it.
you can't really scale it unless
Okay.
you just open a bunch of booth rental salons.
Okay.
And then you're capped at what you can make, and there's no exit plan really. And there's not a lot of profitability in that.
Okay.
And it's really no purposeful for me for what I had developed as a purpose now. Now I got purpose. Right?
Nice.
'Cause
Look
now
at you.
I'm-
One of the 4 Ps.
Yeah,
Look at you. Yeah.
I came back, I went through all these things and
Right.
had all these experiences, and now I have a purpose because I'm like, this is, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know. This is
Right.
You know, like nobody should have to go through
Right.
this. And then I started meeting people in the booth rental situation, like
Right.
styles that would come in
Yeah.
that had gone through so much trauma. I'm like, we should not have to go through this. It has to be a place where you can come out of cosmetology school and work and learn and be
Right.
able to make money and grow and then go about your business once
Right.
you get to a certain place,
Gotcha.
and nobody should hate you for that.
Wow. Okay. I got
So
you.
that was how it started coming. At the time,
Right.
it wasn't Urban Lotus, but
Right.
in my mind, it was developing.
You were developing that, right.
Yes,
That-
and then for me as a business owner, I'm like, and this model of a booth rent to me is like, okay,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I don't like boundaries. I don't like
Right, I got you.
hard stop.
Yeah, yeah.
It got to be something that I
Right,
can
right.
scale.
So we have to get to the third spot. So the third spot is Urban Lotus
Yes.
Salon. You found your purpose, and it sounds to me, and you can tell me if I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
that in this whole entire journey, let's call it a journey, from the time you were 8
Yes.
to mom saying, "Hey, let's learn computers," to you not getting a check for doing your hair at the formal, to transitioning, having a baby, having another baby, being in Atlanta, right? All the way up to this point, it sounds like an entire journey of you realizing that you want or you don't want other people to go through some of the things that you went through, right? Some of the drama, some of the obstacles, and of course there's going to be challenges. But you're saying that you're put here to help other younger cosmetologists avoid some of those things that they're just not necessary. You don't have to go through it. Am I
Yes,
right in saying
you
that?
are right. And the thing
Okay.
is that like we can take cosmetology out of it
Yeah.
for a second, right? Naturally, that's who I am.
Okay.
Like I am naturally that person. If you tell me that you want to do something,
Right.
then I'm already
Let's go. Right.
And all that useless information that I remember for no reason
Right.
why God allows me to
It'll start kicking in.
It start kicking in,
Okay.
and I'm like, well, when did I hear that?
Right.
And I'll if I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna
You'll
let's
figure it out.
figure out how we're
Okay.
gonna do it. So that's who I am naturally, and it
Okay.
doesn't matter what we're talking about. I'm kicking in to solve a problem. I'm
Right.
kicking in to be that support and encouragement to somebody. So
Dope.
I just happen to like doing hair,
Nice.
and so
Right.
it's a natural thing.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Now I love that. I appreciate you again giving back to them, but also giving back to us. And I think this is a good place to transition because you said, you know what, it doesn't. Some of the business tactics, entrepreneurial skills that you need don't obviously only deal with cosmetology. So let's talk about branding your business. That's what I do. People that are listening, the one thing that they're always trying to get is like, hey, you know what? I know I have this passion. I want to start this business. But the number one fear that small business owners have is getting clients, getting customers, right?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about marketing, just because it's my favorite topic,
know.
right? But
Yes.
also I know that people that follow me, my audience, they want to hear as many tips, tactics, resources, tools,
Yes.
obstacles. How are you, and we're not even talking about them. How are you right now in regards to your process? Earlier, off record, when the mics were off, we talked about you ramping up social media, getting better, also finding your
Yes.
purpose there too. So let's spend a little time there, not a lot of time, but a little time in regards to what you're doing right now, what's working, what's not working, and if you had not any tips, one tip for cosmetologists or new salon owners who are struggling getting clients on a regular basis? I want you to drop some gems on that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a loaded question. It's a lot, but it comes down to marketing. You know, how are you so successful now? And we're not even going to talk about what you're currently doing. We're going to get to that part in a second.
Okay.
But you know, Urban Lotus salons, like, again, how are you mastering that?
So going back just a little bit to come back forward. So when I changed over from Silk Out Salon to Urban Lotus, I was on Instagram like crazy.
Right.
Now, it doesn't, you know, with the archiving and all that stuff changing, no. But
course.
I was on Instagram like crazy. I would post 3 times a day, 4 times, whatever I needed to do. Also, I talk to people. I go outside, I talk to people.
Okay.
And even now, I want to say now I probably talk at least once a day. I'm mentioning my business to somebody
Perfect.
outside.
Okay.
I'm saying something to say to bring them in. Chick-fil-A line yesterday, I was like, "Hey, you want to be a model for my business?"
Boom.
You know, so I'm always talking about
Right.
it, and I try to find an opportunity to do that.
Okay.
But when I was marketing Urban Lotus, I used social media a lot.
Okay.
Now I will say the crazy thing is that it's easy to market a service. It's hard for me. It was hard for me, and we can talk about that later, to like transition into talking about myself. But when it comes to the business, I can do that
all day long. Right.
Yes, I can stand behind the brand. I can market. I can show.
Right.
And that's really how it is. Staying very consistent.
Right.
And very just like diligent. And I mean, setting goals, like knowing that I needed to make a certain dollar amount every day, every week, every month. I would just go hard.
I love that.
I use Google a lot and just word of mouth. And to be honest, the best thing to do, the way that you can in any industry, is to give good service.
Love it.